Hello everybody, welcome to another Versus Video Deck Tech. CVM here, joined once again
BBD.
By Mr. BBD, and we are battling with, I almost said Fate Reforged, Dragons of Tarkir.
Yeah.
Feels like Fate Reforged just came out like, what, 2 months ago?
Came out like last week. We're already...
Basically, I still don't even know what all the cards do.
Yeah, I don't know either.
But we do have a new set on the horizon, and we have enough spoilers to try some things. And I'm going to be playing a different version of the Abzan control deck that started to get popular around Grand Prix Memphis. So the card that caught my eye from Dragons of Tarkir is Dragonlord Dramoka. It's 4 green and a white for a Baneslayer Angel. So it's a 5/7, can't be countered, flying lifelink, and your opponent can't cast spells on your turn. So not only can it not be countered and makes all your other creatures and spells not able to be countered, but it's also just a 5/7 flying lifelink, which is Baneslayer Angel stats.
And it's nice that your opponent sitting on a dissolve, you can just jam this. You know, even if they have dissolve and Hero's Downfall, there's no way for them to...
Yeah, they just have to downfall it on their turn.
Yeah, they have to untap and downfall it on their turn, which sometimes that increase in tempo is enough to pull ahead.
For sure, and the reason I like this card in an Abzan type deck is we can just easily swap End Hostilities for Crux of Fate, which happens to not kill our dragon when we choose non-dragon creatures.
Convenient.
Convenient. So this is the type of card that's going to make our opponent try and... they're going to have to overextend to try and get around it to beat us, and then we're able to use Crux of Fate to kill all of their creatures and still keep our Baneslayer Angel. So that's the main idea that I wanted to try here. And then we just have like a normal Abzan shell, Courser, Siege Rhino, Thoughtseize, Downfall, Bile Blight. But we also get Ultimate Price, which is a reprint from Return to Ravnica that I think has the potential to be very good, especially in this type of deck where it just allows us to bridge the gap between kill all your stuff to play our Baneslayer Angel.
Yeah, it's just a 2-mana piece of removal, something that we haven't really had access to in these colors for a while.
Yeah. Now I do still have an Elspeth, so normally these decks only have like 3 6-drops, but I decided that Elspeth is too good to not have at least one.
Yep.
And then we also have an Ugin, since games tend to get a little ugly sometimes and you just want to have an Ugin to handle it.
Ugin -5 attack with Dragonlord Dramoka seems pretty good.
Yeah, right. And we just have the normal mix of lands. And so yeah, I'm actually pretty excited to give this deck a try. Let's go ahead and take a look at the sideboard and see what new options we have from Dragons of Tarkir. Spoiler alert, there are none.
All right.
Alright everybody, we're here with the sideboard for the Abzan control deck. And I'm still going with the 4 Fleecemane Lion that was made popular in Grand Prix Memphis. However, there is a new card that I think might have potential. So now that we have Ultimate Price as a 2-mana removal spell, I don't think that we have to lean on the Fleecemane Lion to help us bridge the gap against the mid-range and aggro decks. And I think that we can probably play something that's going to be a little bit better against the control decks in this slot. And so there's a 3-mana 5/3 that does 2 damage to us on our upkeep and it has dash for 2 and 2 black that I think has the potential to be very good in the sideboard of these types of decks. So that's one thing to keep an eye out for.
It's a 5/3 for 3. It's pretty good.
Yeah, so it's like Phyrexian Negator. So like before the combo/control decks would just like board into Phyrexian Negator for the mirrors, and so it basically has the same stats, but it also has dash. So it has I think it's called like Pitless Hordes or something.
Okay.
The spoiler wasn't in English, so I'm not sure exactly what the actual name of the card is, but it definitely seems pretty sweet.
Sweet.
We do have 3 Drown in Sorrow because Goblin Rattlemaster and Master of the Unseen are good magic cards. Speaking of Master of the Unseen, we do have 2 Erase as ways to handle enchantments, and I am conceding to that card and also playing a Back to Nature. So while it does kill my own Courser of Crufix, it is a way for us to bring the board back to parity if our opponent happens to draw more than 1 Master of the Unseen, because they're usually going to cast them, since that's how they just gain 1 billion life.
Yep.
We do have 2 Glare of Heresy, great at killing Elspeth in the Mirror. It's very good against Heroic. Another card that kills Master of the Unseen, which by the way is a good card in case people haven't caught on yet.
Yeah, it's a little decent, yeah.
Which it could be in the sideboard of this deck if you wanted to be completely honest. We do have an Ultimate Price, a Read the Bones for the control decks, and a Sorin just as a good value, format a spell. I really like this card on the play in attrition matchups. It just gives us an easy 2-for-1 type card.
Yep.
So as we see here, we don't have any Dragons of Tarkir cards in the sideboard. There is the 3-mana 5/3 that I think has potential. There's also there's a new cycle of hate cards, and I think the black one has a lot of potential. Self-inflicted wound.
Yep.
It's 1 and a black sorcery. Target player sacrifices a green or white creature. If they do, they lose 2 life. Seems very good as a way to combat Courser and Siege Rhino out of decks that aren't playing them themselves, really.
It's also like, it could be good against something like the green devotion decks too. Just kill your Sylvan Carry Tit on turn 2.
Yeah, absolutely. And then the green hate card, I don't remember the name, but it's 1 and a green. It's an instant, destroys a blue or black non-creature permanent, or makes your permanents, target permanent you control can't be the target of blue or black spells or abilities your opponent control this turn. So kind of like an Autumn's Veil. But being able to kill an Ashiok is just the most important thing. So
yeah,
definitely have potential there.
In this deck, though, you have Downfall, so it's not as big of a deal.
Absolutely. So that is the sideboard for the Abzan control deck. Make sure you check out BBD's deck tech for his mono white devotion deck. He's never played Soldier of the Pantheon and Nykthos together before. So make sure you check that out and check out the games and see what happens.